so...
Downstairs.
Are we starting?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome, everyone, to 5D Full Disclosure. Heaven on earth. We welcome you to the morning Ascension gathering. Happy Sunday, y'all.
Happy Halloween!
And happy Halloween. Nani Mako Ingo there. Happy.
It's called Happy Flip It Halloween. That's our title.
Good morning, flippers.
Yes.
My name is Buddha.
I'm Jeri-Lee.
And we welcome you to another beautiful day of co-creating heaven on earth.
Crown Chakra Day!
Of course, Mom's going to have Halloween land on this day, on these... My name is Buddha. Oh, damn! Okay, we're live, it looks like.
Say hello. How are you all feeling? Wild CMEs and solar flashes, the strongest since the Clarion, some event that was pretty significant back in the 1800s.
Something really beautiful did happen during that time. I wasn't going to mention it, but Jerry brought it up yesterday, and I was like, it was totally beautiful, synchronistic, the way it all just we all came together during those times. Like during that moment, it was right around noon. Like we all ended up in the same room. We were holding space for each other. We were doing artwork. We were talking. We were researching, and it was just beautiful to hold that space. Because a lot of times, I know me personally, I try to push that, and it never works when you push it. But it just happened organically, and it was perfect because those were those moments where this energy was hitting the planet so hard, and so. I felt it. I'm like, oh, I'm so grateful. We're just here holding that space. Good morning, Telegram. We got you.
Yeah, I had to restart it a couple of times and turn my phone off. Of course, technology's going to be playing up. That's okay. We surrender. We value the beauty of technology.
And we value the tech triggers, They're always there just to make sure we're good. I feel good. So.
Yeah. No, it was an interesting day for sure. I was in a spin for most of the day. You could see my dysfunction. I had a bowl of soup here. I was like, Gab, I'm just gonna replace the distilled water and the GANs and the plasma. And then I was on to the washing the dishes. I'll call myself out, yo. You fairies out there know what I mean. It's called multi-dimensionaling. In dysfunction, because you're never completing a task. And we started on the coils and was like, you watch, I'll have 3 coils done before you get any. And I actually didn't get to the coils, but he just surrendered because he's a divine masculine, as everyone was, and Gab filled the distilled water and the GANs, and so we're a team.
We're a team, and to call yourself out is huge. It's big for all of us, and I'm grateful that we're all in that safe space where we can be vulnerable, and to create that in your home and with your friends, with your family, to know that they can be in their whirlwind or whatever they got to do to get through it, because it's their lessons. The one thing that's for certain is that we can't control anyone's experience. We can't put ourselves in their shoes. And ultimately, their experience is unique to them, and it's unique to you. So these assumptions, these judgments that go on is part of that programming that just needs to be dissolved completely. Because when you hear out that person's story, when you hear out, where that trauma is stemming from, it's heartfelt. And you're like, man, I should have never gone that way because it was never pretty in the first place. We all have these deep dysfunction and that stem from these traumas, and when you can look at it and be like, okay, I'm safe now to heal. We've been so busy running around being slaves to the old world. It's like you don't have moments because you're just always doing something. And I'll never forget, as we arrived to the East Coast, Mom's like, you're safe now, you're safe now. And it's been a beautiful experience to go through the fear and then know that you have a space to finally begin the healing process. And I feel that's what's happening as it trickles out to everybody. It's like we're all beginning to move forward and level up, so that yesterday when we had that beautiful moment, it was just like cool, like it was safe. And
I was gonna wear a brown paper bag as my costume today, and I never got to do my costume. I'm so bummed, but like Roar was like, "Don't do it." I'm like, "Why? It's silly. It'll be fun for me." She's like, "Okay, do it." So, you can picture it. 2 holes. I asked Buddha for help, but he was like, "No."
I thought about it. I'm like, we're wearing white, so it's like, let's just be ghosts.
But shout out to YouTube. We have Pick It Up and Bin It. Alrighty then. That's Tia, Felix, Grand Rising, Mary Beth David, and Mother Mary. Yay. She says, "God day, family, pray for our children. Shields up. Love you." Mother Mary and I will be back here this afternoon for conversations with Mother Mary. We are committing through our integrity and accountability, so we will be back later. Love you, Mother Mary.
Yeah, today is a major energetic flip day. I mean, we have to be in this complete non-state of fear. Like, the fear is what has haunted us long enough, and this is a special day for the cabal, for those evil doers. And so to know how much more power you can really have an influence on when you hold the space of love and you recognize that you can flip this holiday into what it needs to be, and that is, it's for the children, not against the children. And, dressing up, going out and having fun, like, really begin to hold that space, that consciousness awareness of love. Because there's so much fear that is being poured onto the planet. It's so critical for you to see beyond that veil and know how important your role is during these times.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty awesome to see the leveling up of everyone, all of you. For example, like, I just want to give a shout out to Lori, because she's looking after her mother, and she's still, handing in her Crystal School curriculum content, super highly stressful in like hospital facilities, appointments, and that is the level of commitment. There's been so many spins, and I know like we have certain commitments with the curriculum that it has to be handed in a certain time, and beings message me and say, I'll have it done tomorrow. Like, we understand, like, we're in the same spin as you, so we do our best, and it's heartening to see and feel the level of integrity in all of you. And yesterday was such massive cray synchronicities. I mean,
bless you.
Bless you, though. I'm trying to feel into where to start, because it's a lot, and you don't need to know all the intricacies of all the synchronicities. But I did want to mention the Sisterhood of the Rose, which has been coming up. It came up firstly this year when Mom ascended, and again it's coming up, but more beings have more codes. So Sisterhood of the Rose is a massive group of divine feminine beings, and they're similar to the Knights Templar. And you don't hear a lot about the Sisterhood of the Rose, for the very fact that they just wipe all of the empowerment of the divine feminine off of the history books and focus on the masculine energies. And sometimes those stories are lies. So we're just, using DuckDuckGo as a search engine to ask angels to guide us to the highest channelings, and we found some pretty amazing material. For example, I found out yesterday that Versailles in Paris means, I forget the meaning of Versailles now, but it has a significant vortex. And the Notre Dame in 2018, I feel, burnt down, and there was very significant as to wipe that timeline away. So in Saint Germain's time in the 18 something, Saint Germain is Mom's ambassador, and Saint Germain did not want to reincarnate again. He incarnated once, or he came into a physical vessel once, and that was enough to spread the Christ consciousness. And in this article, he came in to embody a male vessel because he could push more energy, like he could have more clout, more moves being a male than he could being a female in that timeline. And a lot of his initiates were feminine, divine feminine, who had the codes. Of course, we're always trying to ascend or attempting to ascend. Whatever timeline we're on, we're just repeating it. And so that's what we're coming around to, is the Sisterhood of the Rose. This time, a certain select few divine feminine were there in that timeline. And what we're seeing is all over the world, we have massive synchronicities of messages from angels. For example, Amanda Stoit is gathering divine feminine in Canada, and she, I'm sure, wouldn't really heart me to share that 3 years ago she was in Indonesia, and the angel stopped her in her tracks. She was walking down the road, and the angel stopped her, and she turned to her right, and she saw an advertisement for a retreat called Sisterhood of the Rose. Like, because we're mentioning it, it's sparking memories of instances and synchronicities from beings' experiences. So this is why this is very significant, and we have a few articles to share. Hope you also found an article on the hatred for the feminine god.
Yeah, Cobra's mentioned the gathering of the Sisterhoods of the Rose, and if you've been paying attention to Britney Spears, she's been mentioning it. And I just feel that she has flipped, and she's working for the White Hats, and there is some other operation going on that's going to help disclosure along. So it's fascinating because it's all coming together. It's all happening. Like, you can see all the dots out, and now they're all connecting. And it's like, get your popcorn ready.
Yeah.
It's exciting. And if you're feeling those pings, if you're feeling, to gather, there's a reason, of course. Like, right now, the feminine are leading the way. You guys have incredible ideas that come forward, and then when you come in groups, like, you all share a piece of that. So of course, unite, come together, like, start a Facebook group, start a Telegram chat, anything now to push that energy, participate in these groups, like, do searches, search the hashtag Sisterhood of the Rose, and you'll start connecting with these feminine who are also getting these messages, who also want to meet with you, who also want to help co-create New Earth, and how exciting to be a part of that, to see it come into fruition. And that's what the masculine role is, to help bring these ideas into physical formation. And there's a complementing dance there, a yin and a yang, as both masculine and the feminine now work together, rather than, this old archaic patriarchy that we had been so accustomed to, where women had to be more masculinized just to try to compete, which was all false anyways. And so now, as the councils begin and the women gather, I mean, these are prime times for humanity.
Yep.
And you're not here to be a bystander. You're not here to just sit back and watch. You're here to grab your notebook and get to work. Push the energy. Not just to spectate, Not just to sit back and be like, wow, did it. I've made it this far. I've already retired. I've been working, 50 years of my life. I'm done. No, you're not done. You're just beginning. You're about to get younger. Are you ready for those energies? Are you welcoming those new technologies that are just on the other side of the veil? When we choose love, when we choose to do the work, when we recognize our contract at play and what needs to happen to move forward.
Yeah. No one else is going to provide you the information or the truths and the wisdom that we provide you in terms of real time. Like, we're currently, all of us, downloading wisdom and timelines and knowing. And knowing is a very difficult inner sense to find words to. Visions are visions. Hearing your angels, it's fairly simple. It's auditory. They speak through words. If you have special gifts with feeling and frequencies, you're having to scramble for words because there's no words. The words are very limited in their scope as to the depth of that knowing. And so I highly encourage everyone who has always known all their life that they were here for something big, something special, that one love. Welcome home. It's really important in these moments to find access to words to describe, even if it just touches on the feeling, but writing things down. Shout out to Felix, shout out to Jen, shout out to everybody who is sharing their writing. I have first-hand experience of what it's like to feel that unworthy not to share what I've written. I've done it on mission. I've got notes of channeling that I'm like, nah. But I know the angels will hold on to it. You'll read back and it'll be relevant. So we highly encourage everybody, if you have got a channeling, to come out of your comfort zone, ping us a message. We will feel into your writing, and if it is aligned, we will post it on the website. It's that simple. We are all gods with Mother God. It is super imperative that everyone recognizes the God complex within themselves to know that we got the map inside of us. We are connected. Our crystal hearts are connected to Mother God's crystal heart. You are no less than anyone, period. Mom says we are equal. We are all coming home together. There is not... This puzzle is incomplete without you. How about them apples? Straight up incomplete. And if you are in your shit going, nah, not gonna share that poem, nah, you're not fulfilling your contract. Simple as a dimple. Get it straight, okay? Good. So I wanted to read part of this channeling. It's a really long one by Kim Michaels. Hope shared it in the chat, and I forwarded on to one or two of the channels or the chats. If you do want a copy, let us know. But this is just a snippet. I'm trying to extract the essence of this essay. This essay is long. So bear with us. Just feel into what it says. Denying that God is also Mother. What is the God they saw as the God that they wanted to control? As the God that they thought had made the mistake of giving co-creators free will? This was the fall of the fallen angels. Okay, so they separated from Mom. They came to Earth, and they wanted to be God. But they had free will, and so they kind of just did what they wanted. This is the start of the whole experiment, Luciferian experiment. Well, it was the God that they saw as above them in the hierarchy of the spiritual realm, meaning that they saw this as God the Father. Indeed, it is relevant to say that there is a God who represents the father aspect, the masculine aspect, Yet, what the fallen beings were not willing to recognize was that this God is everywhere present, meaning it is present within its creation as well. And thus you will see that in the mindset of these fallen beings, the only way they could maintain their illusion of being in opposition to God was if they denied the presence of God where they are. And thus, in order to deny that God is everywhere present, what is it that you must deny? Well, you must deny the mother aspect of God. For truly, the Father aspect, in its ultimate sense, is the unexpressed, formless creator that has not yet divided itself into the two polarities of Alpha and Omega, Father and Mother, Spirit and Matter. What you deny, what the fallen beings denied, was that the mother aspect of God is also God. That God is present within the mother as well as within the Father. For the formless creator expresses itself as both spirit and matter, but it creates both out of its own being, meaning that the formless creator is equally present in both spirit and in matter. This is the truth, the reality, that the fallen beings had to deny, and they have been denying it ever since, seeking to get all of God's co-creators to deny it as well. And on planet Earth, as is in the case in certain other places throughout the cosmos, they have been remarkably successful in getting people to deny that God is within themselves. This is the entire concept behind monotheism, where you create an image of God as a masculine figure who is not found on earth but is only found in a remote kingdom up there in heaven. And then you say that God is only up there and is not down here among human beings, who are all sinners or somehow deficient in other ways. So they need some external assistance from an external religion in order to enter the external kingdom that has now been defined and as the ultimate goal for the process of life. The true goal of life. Yet, what is the true goal of the process of life? It is to know the reality that God is right where you are. For the kingdom of God is within you. And when you see and notice, when you experience this reality, then all of the illusions of the duality consciousness, of the fallen consciousness, fade away. Fade away, my beloved, as if they had never had any hold over your mind. But which aspect of your being is it that can know the God within? It is not the intellect, it is not reason, it is not logic. It is certainly not emotions. It is, as I've explained now many times over these years since I gave my book on the abundant life, it is that part of you which I like to call the conscious you. The knowing. So that article is an amazing read for anyone who wants to dive deep into that.
Beautiful. I too have a channeling that I'd love to share with you guys. It's from an elder from the Palladians, Kai. Greetings, beloved Earth friends. As our communications have been consistent in Earth ears, that are moments, we are moving in many directions with what is shared and to continue to monitor vibrational frequencies and reactions to our presence. Our intention is always to follow the peak of what is resonating in your consciousness and to watch, to open to your higher awareness. Many of you call out to the light forces. We hear you and we love you. As elder and leader of the Palladian forces, I also lead in the operations of what is transmitted to you ongoing. Our meetings have ramped up in numbers and in multiple areas as preparation for the return movement is upon Earth. We are in the areas that are before you, yet unseen to your eyes. We change frequencies to protect our technology, as well as your emotions. For there are many that would run to our lights and crafts, just as there are those that would attempt to cause fear and upset. Your planet is indeed under siege, and we speak truth to encourage you to remember this darkness will end. For many generations, there have been cycles of dreams. We call these lifetimes waking dreams, as you have remained with various aspects of your full consciousness in temporary stories. You have full choices of lessons to be mastered, and you play roles for one another in waking dreams. We have incarnated with you, and there are starseeds from many galaxies with you and watching you. From our vantage point, we are amazed that there is any fear at all to knowledge of life in the multiverses. In your creative ability, movies have been made from imagination depicting us as some type of invaders, indeed. We have homes, families, pets, flowers, and food. We are highly advanced in light. Therefore, we do not operate in fear. We encourage you now to care for your planet, your lives, your rights, and freedoms. Think of holistic methods for the body, and know you are a sacred being. When you draw a line in the sand and make a boundary to your state of being, do not take a step back when darkness steps forward. Stand your ground. Go within and find your power in the light you brought to earth. You are the force of the Creator expressing it as all life. With the heart chakra is the akashic of all lives lived by the sacred aspect of the soul origin. You are returning to the power of your creation. Never stop watching the skies. We blink and flash to greet you often. Seek truth and never fear. The best is yet to come. I am Akai, elder of the Tayageta.
Beautiful. Yeah, last night there was a ship.
Mm-hmm. We caught a little glimpse of it, but it kept
was
moving.
too
It
late.
was like, whoa, I'm like,
Is that a plane? I'm like, no.
flying like one.
So it's like, get your camera quick. And it was like 2 orbs, boom, 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 and one was going away from the other. I'm like, hi. And they were like, boom, boom, and I'm like, yay, boom, boom. It was so beautiful. Beautiful colors. Use your technology, use your phones, zoom in to the stars, and you see them as orbs with amazing colors. They're putting on the show for those who have eyes to see. They dance too, says Sean. That's right. Yeah, so I mean, the energy is like yesterday was super, super weird. Like, we went into a portal and there was just so many things that was coming through, and I was kind of in a little bit of a state just before live stream. We'd been watching Sweet Tooth on Netflix yesterday, and apparently Dylan says there's a new series called Travelers, Travelers, like future super gifted selves coming back into this present moment. And so lots of codes. And Jacqueline was on the Yippee chat, and she'd shared about the Aquaman. I've never seen Aquaman, but there was a massive sync with one of Mom's videos, and so thank you, Jacqueline. I was gonna share the video of Mom that synced too, but it's 34 minutes long, and so I'm just gonna shorten it for today and see whether she actually speaks of the rising from the waters on this first section. Are you ready to play, Mom?
I'm actually sharing right now, and I wanted to encourage you all, share while I prep this up, because you probably haven't done so. I know I forgot to share this morning, but it goes a long way. All we need is one new person to catch on to what's going on. Just one a day, and you help, okay? So let me...
Gregory Pierre says, who are we waiting for, aliens? Yeah, exactly. You're an alien. Get on with it. Get on with your disclosure.
Right.
Okay, awesome.
Run it!
Mama God.
The Galactic Free Press Update. Humanity's destiny is set in stone. Bringing humanity home. Energy and event update. With love from the Galactic Center. The real news and the whole truth. Greetings, love beings. Welcome to the mystical and transformative month of May. We have many, many exciting events this month. On top of this, we will have intense waves of 5D frequency energy hitting the planet all month long. You thought the energy was intense in these past few months? Well, a lot more is coming. This will be the most intense energy that has been here on this planet in over 13,000 years. This will assist us greatly in the Great Awakening for planet Earth Equal Heart, which is an unstoppable process for this planet, and it's currently underway. There is no way to stop this energy. This planet is becoming a blue star seed nation, and no ego can prevent this, stop this, or delay this. The destiny has already occurred, and is set in stone. Now humanity has to catch up with their destiny with no seatbelts. Quoted from Celia Finn. Beloved family of light, in this time of intense shift and change and emergence, you are feeling the turbulence of the birthing of the new galactic human within the new Golden Rose Galaxy. You are becoming accustomed to the new energies and the frequencies of the new reality. We would like to say to you that coping with this new reality is very simple if you remember just one thing, that everything is energy and frequency. It's all about frequency. Finding your bearings in this new reality and finding peace, harmony, and abundance is a simple matter of frequency. It's a matter of aligning with and resonating with the frequency of divine love and compassion, the frequency of divine creative intelligence that flows from the divine heart. This is not something that you have to work hard to achieve, or to study for, to suffer for, or to be good enough for. You do not have to heal yourself or remove blocks. It is your birthright, and you simply have to make a choice and step into it. It is a frequency that is within you, and you simply have to find it within your heart and align with your being with this frequency. And it is to hold that frequency of balance and alignment in yourself and to anchor it for the wider community. To flow with abundance and harmony and not to allow others to pull you into dimensional imbalance and back into the illusion. Beloved ones, the past is behind you and the future is yet to come. Now is the moment when you can anchor the frequency of peace and abundance and serve as a galactic connection point and transmitter of light codes for the global community. In so doing, you are aligning with the work of the Earth Keeper Council and the Council of Elders, who serve to focus divine love to those places where it is most needed to bring the community into balance and alignment with the frequency of the divine heart. Our message to you at this time is to stay focused and committed to the frequency of divine light. Be powerful and strong. Be clear and true to yourself and your vision. Remember that you have evolved into a multidimensional being of light that expresses I am and we are. What you were before is not what you are now. It is a new day and a new reality. We wish you joy and abundance as you evolve into your new reality as galactic humans and part of the galactic communication grid. End of quote. We have a jam-packed month of events with 2 significant eclipses representing endings, new beginnings, deep transformation, and changes. Out with the old and in with the new. Each month since we began this year has been grander and grander energy in favor of the victory of the light on planet Earth Equal Heart, and we are now kicking it up a notch again. Quoted from Mahela. Now the upcoming eclipse new moon is on May 9th and 10th. The meaning of this degree is a new continent rising out of the ocean. It brings the surge of new potentiality after the crisis. When the mind has been emptied and light has been called upon to purify the consciousness, freed from its attachment and contaminations. A new release of life can emerge out of the infinite ocean of potentiality. It sounds like we are on our way to something new. How exciting is this? Then, the eclipse full moon of May 24th is on 4 degrees Sagittarius. This is the degree of a little child learning to walk with the encouragement of his or her parents, or the natural assistance of superior powers during crisis of growth. It sounds to me like we will just be learning how to live on a higher frequency, Earth, with the help of our higher selves. End of quote. And quoted from Sandra Walters. This triple eclipse presents strong opportunities for direct star family contact, strengthening of the merge with the higher self, and acceleration of the shift. The gatekeeper's mission becomes aligning vortexes, sacred site wormholes, and energetic portals all over Gaia with the interdimensional stargates and gateways, blasting us with light at the moment. These gateways can be unlocked, aligned now through the May 10th eclipse, right through to the May 25th eclipse. End of quote. With all this energy, we will be blowing the doors wide open for many truths to be revealed, and for much to come to the surface. The new story for humanity is only love, and the rest will be dissolved. Quoted from Wes Annick. Your mainstream media will still not yet report the progress humanity as a collective is making with the purging of the dark souls from your collective society and influence. And this is because such media is still largely owned by those individuals. You will find in the time ahead that free press is an absolute, and just as will be so with your governments. Souls in your mainstream media who display malevolent or service to self-based agendas will be kindly taken away from their positions, and depending on what their higher selves and their guides wish for them personally, will perhaps be rehabilitated of the negativity that would drive a malevolent perspective. We ask you all to brace yourselves for the bursting open of a millennia of secrets. Yeah. The revelations will indeed be pouring in one after the other, and we are confident in stating that those of you who have already prepared yourselves and learned so much about the very subjects humanity is to be taught in the time ahead will be able to both calm and inform those around you who may initially wish to panic or retreat back into the old paradigm they feel comfortable with. This paradigm is to truly burst open, which is why your light and your knowledge will be more needed than ever. End of quote.
Yeah.
We'll continue that transmission tomorrow. I wanted to share footage of a channeler in South Africa because this ties in beautifully with what Mom was saying about what is coming through and stargates, pyramids. It's very exciting. So I'll play this and then we can carry on from there.
For
just
sure.
a moment. There's 2 clips, each 2 minutes long, so hopefully the audio will pick it up.
No, we'll turn up the game.
Okay, just a second. Okay.
Cape, were you talking about the southernmost tip that we are at? Because I suppose I live in Cape Town and there's also a lot of peace there. We didn't see the riots, we basically just heard about it.
Yes, we're talking about the whole southern Cape.
Yes, okay, including Cape Town, those places.
Yes. However, slight trickle in would happen in small places there, as there are some beings who are not of vibration. But the more beings of light vibration coming down this way would change that, and those areas would not see any devastation. However, there are higher vibrational beings in this country, and they know come to call to the southern tip. They need to be here to help trickle in the light so areas of the Cape could be more protected. Thus is what we've been doing. We have been working all over the world to create these grids and these lines. All reaches here, all starts here. It starts from the southern to echo up and out. Thus is what we are doing.
So are you saying these pyramids are existing in other continents as well?
Yes, there are so many. However, they are not seen as they are not active. This pyramid was not built now. This pyramid was built many, many moons ago. However, by being here, Natasha has helped to activate this energy grid. This is what caused the light to stream out. By different beings being in this area of like vibration, they have also assisted in that. They are a group. They do not know of each other, however they can feel each other. And this is why there are others in this country who know that they are part of this group. And this is the call. This is the time to remind them, you are now needing to move. This is when we create this vibration. As by setting this pyramid up, it can be contagious, where others in other countries are going to activate their pyramids. People are where they are not by choice. Everybody has been placed. If all those higher vibrational beings would think back in the last 5 years, as we would say, they have all been moving. None have been staying in the same place. Maybe a select few, but not all. All has been moving around. Why? They have been moving closer to their pyramid lines.
Okay. But why here on the southern tip? Is there some kind of, you're saying it's like a ley line, or is there some kind of chakra point? How does it work?
So as we would say...
Okay, that's the first. I'll have to come out of it for the second one.
Say this is the root of the earth. Each chakra point on the human body is also placed around the earth line. We are at the most southern tip. We are at the root line. The root, we are anchoring in the new energy, and thus it would go up into different areas of the world. We are not the only root. There are other countries who can also root in. However, this was chosen as the strongest line. As other areas, other lines have been tainted and blocked off. We needed to open those lines, and those lines who are more famous, as we could say, have been closed by people who would want to see the darkness. They are trying to delay the process. However, they cannot stop them, but they could delay it. Thus is why we were smart. We came to a place where they would never think that we would come, and we have created this energy line, and we have created the beacon. It is too late now for them to stop it. However, it is now very important for all those around the world to draw from it, to reactivate their lines and open them again, so that the world can start trickling the energy that it needs.
Yes. It does feel like there's more of a purity and an honesty in Africa, I suppose the southernmost tip of Africa.
Yes.
Where, like you said, the rest is quite tainted. All the history and all the tapestry of trauma.
Exactly. But this was needed. We needed this to create a cover, to create this area as one that everybody would overlook and not suspect that this would be where we would start. As there are many beings who've been here for many, many years who have known that this day would come. And that is why they have chosen certain areas all over the world to block them, as they have been trying to block this change. But they did not think that we would come to an area where it would be most chaotic.
Yes. Can you maybe talk about the other continents where people should be moving towards there if they were to live in North America or in Europe or South America?
These areas cannot be stated, as there are some people who are still trying to block these lines. However, what we can say is there are multiple beings who are aware of their journey and what they would do. By being exposed to this information, they would immediately know and go to the area. This is how powerful energy is. Nothing needs to be said, it needs to be felt. They would know the beacon has been lit. They would immediately know where to go and where to look, those of like vibration.
Woo!
Hope
Some
you guys could
codes
hear that
there.
okay, but yeah, that was definitely codes, man.
Okay, so just some context. That was a South African channeler who had said that the pyramids within Cape Town had activated, and it was chosen to be the root chakra. So there's, for simplicity's sake, we have the 7 chakras, the 7 main chakras, and America, where Mom reincarnated twice in the most recent reincarnations, one being Marilyn Monroe, and this time around in Amy Carlson's vessel, was in the US. So this is the heart. We have fractals in Australia, in Europe, UK. These are very significant.
South Africa.
Canada, South Africa. And of course, the main ley lines, they siphoned off so much energy from Mom's crystalline heart in her earth that they deactivated it, basically. Like anywhere you will see an obelisk, anywhere where you see a Catholic church, anywhere where you see the castles, any significant monument signifies a massive ley line. They used it and tapped it out. But there are pyramids underneath the ocean, in mountains, significant parts of the planet. Our plasma pyramids. That is why it was so important for us to track where these pyramids were going. And each being is being led to go to places. Stace from the UK, for example, lives in Glastonbury. There are two major ley lines there. One is the Mother Mary ley line, which connects to France, and the Archangel Michael ley line. It crosses over, it kisses. And so she took her pyramid there and activated it. She did a prayer, she did a ceremony. So it's very important to be aware that these pings that you are getting, if you have one of these pyramids, it's gonna talk to the other pyramids. Jen's pyramid is talking to Nikki's pyramid. These are real energetic frequency matches that we now have that have been activated in us. We are a pyramid. And within natural structures, geological structures, placed in perfect sacred geometry way within the planet. They're everywhere. You will see peaks, maybe snow's melted, and you will see a peak that has got an apex. That is a pyramid. They're everywhere. And so it is very, very awesome to be, thank you, Jacqueline, for these videos, to be getting these messages through from you. If you find something, please share it with your group, with us. We all have pieces of the puzzle. We are time travelers, future selves, leaving breadcrumbs for our present self to get the ping. It's like, what's the next code? And it's interesting because there's another sync. I've been sitting on this Elder Council guide or code. It says, like, for each council, we are creating a PDF. It's very important to set the standard or set the foundation for this new Earth transitionary government. We are sitting on the transitionary rainbow bridge. We are filling in the gap of coming from the 3D into 5D. How do we get there? What are the steps we need to take? What do we need to manifest? And so with these PDFs, we held the council already, the second one, and I still hadn't done the PDF. My old self, my old linear self would have gone, I got to get this done. I got to have it in before the meeting. And the meeting came and went, and I still didn't have it done. And I'm trusting angels to the point where I know it is highest for me not to have that PDF done. Why? Because I needed an extra message from Mom. And she said it there in her transmission. The elders have to hold that frequency of unconditional love. I didn't have that piece of information before today. And so thank you, Mom. Thank you, angels. It is very transparent how we can see the synchronicities unfolding in real time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the beauty of the multidimensionality of how everything works. And it's a big relief when you can let go of the linear time, when you can let go of the past events that you're holding grudges against, and just be in love, be the being of love and the example of love. And it always comes down to like, well, how about, him, or how come she didn't do that? And, I'm done. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of being so flexible, where like mom that's all she did was love and give and be flexible, because we trust that God is handling the details, and we see it day in and day out on mission, that things always just seem to fall into place at the right moments. It's like a constant confirmation that we are on the right track, despite all the ups and downs, despite being, second guessing ourselves and pushing our limits. We are still seeing it all fall into place when we just give it to God, when we surrender and allow the divine plan to take place, to unfold, and solely by surrendering are we getting there. We can't control anything. We can't attach to any particular date or timeline. And the beauty of that is that we are in the present, and in the present it's all done. It's all said and done. It's all there. You have access to these frequencies now. It's not where you have to wait for your next paycheck. You can do this now. And shout out to Jordan for really stepping up and being a leader. And we got your beautiful package. I mean, you're so awesome. You could feel the love. We got your note on the fridge right now, so the whole team can read it, and we can feel it, and we're excited because he's opening up a whole new generation of young spiritual leaders who are actually walking the walk. So if you guys are interested in learning more about what to do, Jordan is a grand example of that. So
along with many of our new ambassadors and previous ambassadors, there's a new
wave coming.
It's amazing.
We love you all.
It's really solid. Like, this would be the timeline that we are now having to go back to from what we'd set up last year. Like, we set up a lot of things last year that just all fell apart, and for a reason. There weren't enough beings to hold that grid down. The light grid, we are the light grid. So we're just really, really grateful for all of you. Like, I just want to shout out to Roxy. Thank you for your package as well. She sent us some amazing rocks. Very useful in these moments for production, where we're really excited about the next phase of pyramids and the grandness that is coming. Gabby's been working really diligently on the plasma tent. He has codes for these tents, and he's just been sitting on it because he's also receiving massive downloads, and he was super resistant because he couldn't get the structure to hold the way that he wanted to. So now that we're moving forward with that energy, everything else moves forward with it. When there's a block within the field, when there's a block within your house, within your heart, nothing is going to move. It needs to flow. Energy is about flow. It's about that frequency. And that is the inner work that we do, is to raise the vibration, to be our greatest, grandest version every moment. You have downloads for free energy. If you feel resonance in some of these things, like Sean was like, he's saying, after the 7th chakra, it was an immediate chain reaction, unlocking more. Uziel came straight in with the 8th. And then he said, I say in my new song I'm working on, we have to learn to bend before we break. So many of you have these inner gifts suppressed. And yes, you may not have become famous with your songwriting skills or your guitar amazing skills or whatever, but you play a significant role for New Earth. You're going to be part of the Crystal School. We are, of course, Mom is working through the platforms to collapse the old celebrities. We're coming behind that to fill that gap. The authentic, talented, gifted artists, and that includes you. So get excited. It's gonna happen. Your dreams. Mom is the giver of dreams. Giver of dreams. God. It's gonna be massive. So no longer do you need to sit in your unworthiness. No longer do you need to sit in that belief system that just because you didn't make it all these years and you've been so stripped of abundance doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It actually is going to happen because you've been a giver all your life. Givers are gathering. It means your soul family, us, mom, recognize your worth, recognize the contribution you have to make, and recognize beauty in the craft that you have. It's going to be very awesome. Mm-hmm. Just keep on keeping on. Keep on loving, keep on opening your heart. I did want to share Jen's post from yesterday in one of the chats. We are learning that the Sisterhood of the Rose was a feminine sector of the Knights of Templar. Sync for us here, as we have definitely been getting the dragon downloads. Dragons and unicorns, calling all beautiful galaxy souls on Earth in service. We have many gifts in our hearts and cosmic divine knowledge on how to use them at times like this. The veils have lifted enough now for the dragons and unicorns to be available to us in service too. It is up to us to connect with them as we have done in other realms to assist with the restructuring of failing systems. This time of the year is a potent time for the controlling forces to utilize dark magic. Call in the dragons to go into the underground tunnels and bunkers and diffuse the energies now. Call in the unicorns to lift the veils off the eyes of the sleeping humanity now. Call in the violet golden flame of transmutation and healing now. It is not about fighting. It is about being an individual sovereign power and helping others to do the same. Beautiful.
Wow.
It's powerful. It's better when it's spoken out loud. Reading it has a different frequency to reading it out loud. Beautiful, Jen. Thank you. Many of you have been called crazy in your life. That is for a reason. It's because you have been tapping into the other realms. Mm-hmm. Schizophrenia is a perfect example. Many who suffer schizophrenia or bipolar disorders is because you have been bombarded with frequencies and noise and voices, and when you can't discern what is your whore angels or what are benevolent beings or what is Mother God, it's going to be a fuckery. It's going to spin you out to the point where you think you're going crazy because you're not meant to be in the mind. The mind has been severely damaged, hijacked, manipulated. We're talking about MK Ultra. We're talking about holes in the brain. We're talking about a whole lot of fuckery. Ding! Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Robin.
You know, I was just getting pinged to post some artwork.
What's that?
No, because I was like, I wanted to share our art again, but I'm like, I can put it on the chat because I took a picture.
Oh,
and then I was
there
like,
you
I can
go.
actually just like set it up like this.
Oh, multi-dimensional here at work.
We don't gotta move anything.
No.
And then I can go, yeah.
Oh, shall I share it?
Yeah.
Okay,
and
cool.
It's there.
Let me. It's
like
just
that.
pulling up. So we have some exciting projects coming up. One is the Return to Innocence project. It's such a beautiful project. We are feeling into scheduling a workshop open and available to everybody next month. So November is only around the corner.
And the angel chip
activation workshops, which run from November, starting on the portal, 1111 portal, all the way to December.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be massive. There's also George and Faith are going to be doing a tap-in, Mother of Creation tap-in tomorrow night. I will also reheart you of that tomorrow. But,
it's not today?
No, it's tomorrow.
Oh.
No. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, so just George on Telegram. Thank you, George. So quite a few events coming up. We have the Black Mirror transmutation today.
That's tonight. Yeah.
Tonight. To flip the energies of Halloween. That is on Telegram too at 9 p.m. Eastern. And Mother Mary and I will be back at 4 p.m. Eastern.
Man, we are busy.
George will be back for Roadside Nuggets. And of course Aurora's going to be doing the Oracle report at 1 p.m.
Sundays. Fun days.
This is going to be amazing. And we have a new deck. Not a new deck. It's the only deck, but it's the Elemental deck, which we haven't shared with you before. Do you want to share your...
Well, I was going to say, I was going to ask a little bit more about the Angel Chip activation workshop, because I feel this is probably one of the biggest things we got in our pipeline, in addition to all the councils and everything else that we're running. I feel it's going to really help people understand and activate those passions and put more context as to like why we are doing what we need to do, or why we haven't done what we need to do. But I don't know if you wanted to share a little bit more about the different chips, or at least something that might spark more interest, because there's just a lot of information packed in this workshop, which is why it's 15 workshops long.
Yeah. So Mom, back in 2019, can you correct my... when was Mom doing Angel Chips the first time? 2015. So Mom had activated Angel Chips. She had discovered these microchips that were not good for us.
She got hers done on herself first.
Okay, so the Galactics did Mom's Angel Chip activation. That is how she first came into this body of work. And not only that, she had also found within the human vessel microchips of all of dysfunction. We're talking about the DNA manipulation here. We're talking about all the programming that we have based on ego. So we have the white trash, we have a list, you name it, it's there. Say hatred for the feminine, whatever. I don't even need to go there, okay? Just know that she has dissolved these microchips as matter. So there's still going to be energetic residuals within our vessels, and that is why the etheric surgery is so important, to dissolve all of those chips, as well as heal the holes in your brain. Now, with the angel chips, there's currently 15 angel chips that are laying dormant in each of our vessels. And it so happens that it maps the 15 different councils. And there's just so much potential in the downloads once you have these angel chips activated. For example, we have the Knights Templar angel chip. We have Figure of Eight. We have the Elohim chip. We have the Master's chip. We have the Wingmaker chip. And each angel chip has a specific frequency that matches your... If you like, I'm trying to feel
DNA makeup.
It's not so much that. It's like your badges that you earned through your lifetimes here. As a royal angel, you have come in lifetime after lifetime, assisting Mother of all creation ascend her planet. You've received those badges, therefore you have them more predominantly. Like, it's like a DNA, exactly that, a DNA that is already activating within you. And these workshops or an angel chip session, once you've had an etheric surgery session, will get you online for that specific chip. It means you will have those downloads integrating within your vessel. You're part of your higher self, integrated and anchored. Anchored means you're not oscillating from dysfunction to this to that. It just means you have a straight channel for this information and this knowing and what to do next. That's why it's so powerful, because I feel it was earlier this year or last year we had done a whole bunch of angel chip workshops, and now it's come around in a cycle because we now have more downloads about it. That's the beautiful thing, is we're anchoring this in more. and therefore it's going to add more value, and there are more of you awake, therefore more of the light grid holds that energy, that frequency. See, we're coming around the timeline again. That's why it's exciting.
Nice little gift for yourself for the holidays.
Elemental chip is also going to be activated.
All right, let's do this.
This is the Elemental Oracle deck. We don't have them online, but they are beautiful cards.
The Wolf. Embrace all experiences. There is no good or bad. All lessons, blessings, and growth. You are now turning all of your knowledge into wisdom and your experiences into magic. You are being called to step up and lead the pack.
Woo! The wolf. Interesting. Ooh. The animal kingdom. Yeah. So Sean has a question. So this army of angels that stay by my side is from an angel chip? No, they are your guardian angels. You can speak to them, ask them their name. Your angel chips are within you. You are a royal angel. They act.
The collective of them, though.
The collective? Oh.
Like if you connect with certain ones, it may be the collective.
Okay, so say for example, the Elohim. What Aurora is just saying now is, yes, they could be part of the collective of the Elohim that are beside you. Thank you, Aurora. So the chip workshops rock. Bobby says it's an important part of our awakening. Yeah, the Metatron badge looks miraculous, says Sean. And Lori says, Wolf, feeling this a lot. Nice. Want to show your painting?
I just want to drop a little bit of codes before we go.
Sure. This is awesome because now you can see it in full screen.
Yeah, so, for those of you who are looking for another tool to add to your meditative practices or bring some good vibes into your homes, we got this one, and we also got Jeri's. You can switch it. It should come up. Oops. Yeah, there it is. Boom. And that way you just got a better picture of what it looks like. So much love went into this, and we just love sharing about it.
Should we share one of those videos Igor shared?
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so we're going to wrap up with this video.
And just a friendly reharder for all of you, take your night walks and bring your phones with you, because now are those moments to capture these light ships in the sky.
Yeah, we'll share this on
This
Telegram.
one in particular was a little, I was blown away. Wait, is this the one with the big... Okay, so let's show it.
That's weird. That's not no planes down.
What is that?
Those are
Is that it?
Well, that's a good one too, but...
Yeah, I feel it was another one. But...
no, right there. That's a plane. What are those? What if those are lanterns?
That's not no lantern, y'all.
You don't eat churros.
Okay, it wasn't that one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pause it there and find the other one because it's within this chat. So...
Yeah, this other one, like the whole sky lit up.
Yeah. And
It's going to be further up, I feel.
Yeah.
A little more.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Here it is. Is it this one?
Yep.
Yes. Just 1 second. I will blow it up.
At first it looks like a regular, like a sign or something, or they're doing construction work out there, and you're like, oh, wait a minute. There's got to be other footage of this, too.
And then now there's a blue beam coming down from a pyramid, upside down pyramid shape of lights. And that's quite low. It's very low. Wow.
I mean, that straight looks like out of a movie.
That looks like a pyramid. It looks straight up like an upside down pyramid. There we go. So happy Crown Chakra Day, everyone. Divine connection and intelligence and discernment is today's energetic requirement. You're highly encouraged to do your automatic writing today. If you're being super resistant to getting pen to paper, do it. Just do it, Nike code. So thank you for all your support, all of your love. As always, we really are so grateful for you, every one of you, and all your shares. I will be back later with Mother Mary, and we will see you back here tomorrow morning.
Keep it playful, humanity. Be in joy. It's your responsibility. We love you.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Mama, mama. Mama, mama.
Hey, hey, hey. Love has won and joy reigns. Mama, mama. Joy.
Mama, mama.
Joy reigns.
Hey, hey, hey. Love has won. We love you, humanity. Stop a messin', count your blessings, and book those mother loving sessions. See you on the